I'm sure since I saw you, you've played bass a bunch of times, or not, maybe.
Not bass,
Not
but
bass.
I played some keyboards.
And I've been thinking about your shoulder, and I do think that there is actual bursitis in the joint. Like
really?
Frozen shoulder. I mean, and not a severe case of it, but that's why it just doesn't seem to get better very quickly or easily.
Right.
Which is fine. I deal with that all the time. We'll get somewhere with that for sure.
Great.
And in fact, today's session is I've been thinking about what we're doing today, and I have an idea, and it's definitely going to target that for sure.
Great.
So the other thing I remember you talking about was the cane and noticing that impact, which makes a whole lot of sense. We noticed in the first body reading we did where we had him stand up that his head shifted over to the right, which would definitely line up with this kind of a thing, you know.
Yeah.
And so the more it's going to be weird, but I do want you to experiment with using the cane on the left and seeing how that goes. And I get that that's a weird thing.
I can try it. I mean, there are two things that make that difficult. One is that, like, the classic, way that a cane works great. If you have a weak leg here, and and a strong one here, then you use the cane to sort of form a little tripod.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then so when you walk, you're using the ones on the outside, the weak here and the strong here, as your to support each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then you swing through with the strong one,
right?
Which is not getting any support. But the other obstacle that I have with that is that my left arm is weak.
Right.
Very weak.
Yeah.
I can't really support myself with it. I can try using the cane there, but I have the feeling that it'll just be very wobbly, and it may not work that well. That being said, I will try it because you're asking me to try it. I will try it, and I do what I say I'm going to do.
Well, and don't take that as the right answer. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, right? Like, part of my job is to throw out hypotheses, and then test them, right? Like, and that's the difference in the way that we work here versus just like your normal spa where it's like there's just sort of this program that everybody does. It's like, no, we're looking at what is out of alignment, what may be affecting what, and then making a test hypothesis. The session we did was actually a test of the last hypothesis, which was that if we improve your head position and we get your hip sockets moving a little bit better, that a bunch of different things would start changing, right?
Right.
Which we saw to some degree. Now, today's test hypothesis, just so you know, and I've been thinking about this, I had a session in mind for today, although I never just do that unless it's also confirmed by where you're at when you come in. I may just throw that out and do something completely different if you're just showing up with a different thing. But today's session, we're going to do a side body session, and it's a lot about getting all 4 ball and socket joints to move a lot better. Okay. And that will allow the rest of the column of your body, your spine, pelvis, ribs, and head, to be more stable, and they be more mobile. And so, that'll make more sense as we work, but that's really my goal, is to basically work the sides of the body and get those moving differently. We all get very stuck sort of front back thinking. We're like this all day and everything in the front tightens up, and then we tighten up the back to counteract that, but nobody really thinks about the sides of the body and the knee. And so if you can open up the sides, it creates this space for the front and back to relax into. It's just nice theory, if you will. So that's kind of my agenda for today, but we'll still, I'm not going to hold to that unless I see when we do body reading that that's actually what we should be doing with you. I may throw that out and come up with something totally different. We'll see.
Okay.
Before we, one more thing, right? So clients, we give homework, right? Like, and I said this last time, or if I didn't, I should have. The work creates the possibility in your brain for a different way of moving, and then the homework locks it in, right? And so it's not terrible that you only did it once at all. And in fact, I will say if somebody's like, well, I only did it once, I'm like, good job, right?
Okay.
Like we have to positively reinforce anything in the right direction because it's just tough stuff. You know, it's tough to want to change habits, but the truth is everybody wants to think that this is like fixing the engine of a car, where we just swap out some parts and now you got this like perfectly roaring engine, but it's totally not that. It's way more complex than that. And it is much more about how your brain reteaches your body than it is about what I do. What I'm doing is trying to get your brain to rethink like what it does and how it does it. And so the homework is part of that, right? And so it's, you know, it's totally fine that you only did it once, then you notice the obstacle, so now we move the obstacle out of the way and we try again, right? Like, and that's life. Don't, you know, it's very easy to like get stuck in a negative view of something that, you know, it's totally up to you whether you want to look at it as positive or negative. I invite you to look at it as positive, that you did it once. Good job. You know, like, why not, right? So before we do, and we will get you up and do 4 sides and then get into the session, I thought about this on the ride in on my motor scooter. I think it would be valuable to tell the story of how you found out about your MS, which I feel